I'm Gary Mitchell, and it is a dream come true to tell you about Black Panther, the latest comic book movie. This film means the world to me, and a whole lot of other people too. But as the 18th Marvel Cinematic Universe film, you might be wondering whether or not it's worth your time. Which is why I'm here to tell you why Black Panther is the finest, most significant Marvel movie in years. Before we get started, if you like music, make sure you check out my Hero Song Remix playlist here on my channel, where I play crazy musical mashups of classic superhero theme songs. I've also got a series called Geek Theology with videos about Superman, Game of Thrones, Naruto. I explain what they're all about, why you should care, and then just for fun, I write songs about them, because why not? So be sure to have a look around my channel. There's a ton of cool stuff to check out. I post new videos every single weekend, and don't forget to subscribe. Now, let's talk Black Panther.
You're telling me that the king of a third world country runs around in a bulletproof catsuit?
First of all, you need to know that the comic book character, the Black Panther, has absolutely nothing to do with the Black Panther movement from the 60s and 70s. So if you're somebody that's been out of shape about that, relax. Totally unrelated. Set in the fictional African nation of Wakanda, Black Panther is the story of King T'Challa, the recently crowned ruler of a country that has been masquerading for centuries as an impoverished third world country, but is secretly the most advanced utopian nation in the world. Already grappling with the recent loss of his father, the former king, and his ascension to the throne, his whole world is thrown into turmoil when a couple of old enemies resurface, forcing him to question not only the legacy his country has built, but their relationship to the Black community worldwide. And the first reason why this movie is worth your time is it's a rock solid movie.
You show off.
This is an ensemble film with multiple characters that are all totally unique, fully realized, and have believable arcs of growth throughout the film. The nation of Wakanda itself is a character, and great care is taken to establish it as a real, vibrant place that is worth protecting and caring about. The technology, action, and fight scenes are a joy to watch. Although it does kind of suffer sometimes from that whole Christopher Nolan, the camera is so close I can't really see what's happening thing. The movie is also funny in all of the right places, but it's not the typical joke-a-minute Marvel humor that's almost cliche by now. The jokes are natural and perfectly woven into the script. I can't wait to see this movie again so I can hear all the dialogue that I missed the first time. Because a character would say something funny and the whole theater would laugh really loud, and then I would miss like the next couple of lines of dialogue. There is so much talent in this cast, and everyone crushes bringing these characters to life. But some notable standouts were T'Challa's little sister Shuri, who had most of the best lines in the film, Okoye, the leader of the Royal Guard, played by Michonne from The Walking Dead, and Eric Killmonger, played by Michael B. Jordan, who is easily one of the strongest villains Marvel has produced in years. The best villains are always the ones that are not only dangerous and powerful somehow, but they also have an argument or a viewpoint that makes you kind of go, he might be a bad guy, but he's kind of got a point. And this guy's motivation as a character is totally relatable, and him showing up in T'Challa's world is really what drives the whole plot forward.
I hope you're ready, bro. Because I'm just getting started.
Reason number two why this movie owns all of Marvel's other recent films is that it's a totally different kind of superhero movie. Superhero movies, and especially Marvel movies, have a certain formula now. There's the fall from grace story, where someone starts off on top of the world but full of themselves, loses it all, and eventually battles back on a redemption arc, becoming a true hero. Then you have your origin story, where a character starts off from humble beginnings and is chosen by fate to become a hero and save the world. We've got the fish out of water story, where the hero leaves the familiar on a journey to save the world. And finally, the rollicking, action-packed adventure spectacle that's really more flash than substance. But everything about this movie just sets it apart from all of those other patterns. T'Challa as a king is a totally different kind of Marvel hero. And because of that, it doesn't feel like a typical Marvel or even superhero film. It also works great as a standalone movie. Sure, it has ties and references to the rest of the MCU, but you don't need to have seen all those other films or even really any of them to enjoy this movie. In the end, this movie has a weight and a depth to it that makes it such a breath of fresh air from Marvel's last couple of movies. The last thing that I really want to say about Black Panther is that it has real cultural significance.
Show that movie.
Let's go.
race. Almost all of the major comic book superheroes are white. And if you grew up like I did reading comic books and loving superheroes, but going your whole life only getting to see white people as the big iconic heroes, and maybe a black superhero here or there as like a second or even a third stringer, that sends a certain message. Even still today, so many superheroes we see in media have black sidekicks or helpers. And again, that sends a certain message. You end up growing up with the idea that you can't be a superhero. You're not good enough. You can maybe be a sidekick or like a helper or a servant, but you can't be the main hero. Sorry. On the occasions when we do get black heroes in their own leading roles, with very few exceptions, those heroes are either set in the ghetto, which feeds into stereotypes about what black people can be, or those movies and TV shows just aren't very good. So when Black Panther comes along, a movie about an African nation that has never been conquered, that has never been ravaged by apartheid or colonization, when along comes King T'Challa, a black man who's not only a superhero and a king, who's smart enough to take on Tony Stark, strong enough to go toe-to-toe with Captain America, and has more money and resources than Batman. And oh yeah, he's in a really good movie. An incredibly well-made and immersively entertaining film with a black director, black writers, a black costume designer, and the largest black cast of actors and actresses this side of a Tyler Perry movie. That's a big deal to us. We don't get to see that every day. And the most important thing this movie does is it deals honestly and openly with the state of black people in the world today. There are a million ways this movie could have gone wrong. And the fact that it pulls off what it does with such integrity and excellence, while still being a ton of fun and having a more relevant message in today's social climate than any Marvel movie like ever, is nothing short of a miracle. The only reason I'm not giving this movie a 10 out of 10 is because even though it was pretty well paced overall, there was a scene here or there that kind of felt like maybe it weighed down the flow of the plot. But in the end, Black Panther is a film that not only stands head and shoulders above most of Marvel's other films, but accomplishes something in its social commentary and portrayal of strong black characters that no other superhero movie has even come close to. I'm giving this movie a 9.5 out of 10. Go see Black Panther. And thank you, YouTube fans, for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you hit that little thumbs up button, send this link to a few friends who might appreciate it, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much. I'm Gary Mitchell, and we will see you next time. Stay cool, stay blessed, stay in touch.